Hello, this is Eden from Helix VR. I'm back from EGX in London, a huge gaming expo here in the UK. It's more than a little different this year. With the pandemic, it can't really be helped, but they've scaled down the event a lot. Sadly, there wasn't too much VR this year. Usually it's all over the place. Let's start with what there was. Space Salvage is coming out on the Oculus Quest, and they're hoping to come to other platforms too. It's a space exploration and combat game with a narrative. As it's still in development, I only got to play the demo. Due to some technical difficulties with the hardware, I didn't get too far. We only got it to the point where it would work halfway through my turn. It was mostly exploring and salvaging that I got to try, which worked well. You can control ship manually by grabbing the controls in VR and pulling or tilting them. I always do like it when games use controls like this, rather than say controlling via an analog stick. Graphically it was fine, if simple. They mentioned that playing on the Oculus Quest 1 would reduce the graphics a bit, but I don't see it causing an issue. Next up, the University of Portsmouth was showing off their hardware with Valve Index. They mentioned having quite a lot of them, and generally being very well equipped with motion capture and ordering PlayStation 5s and all sorts of custom hardware. If you remember our EGX 2019 video, they bought a VR boat simulator which our Terminator fell in love with. Sadly, this time it was just the Valve Index and a UV box to sterilise it, which they say is absolutely fine for lenses, which I was surprised to learn. If you do want to go into VR development, they do seem like a good choice. Their students often do VR projects with industry, particularly the Navy it seems. They had an artsy VR projects on show from one of their graduate students this time, but mentioned projects like tank simulators and firefighting simulators too. While no VR was involved this time, there were racing rigs on display too. An audio company brought them as part of their display to attract people, though amusingly the sound didn't actually work when I tried it. It was a motion simulator LC series and it was definitely impressive. I'm personally terrible at racing games, but it felt incredibly immersive. The controls were easy to use, and even the difference in feedback it gave from driving on different surfaces was noticeable. Being as terrible as I am at the driving games, I can tell you that the many crashes were very noticeable too. It is sad that VR was so limited this time around. Last time we got to try more than 10 different VR games, with even more than that on offer. It wasn't just VR either. Most of the big publishers for normal games that normally show up weren't there. This was all announced very last minute after tickets went on sale, which isn't great. Hopefully it will improve by the time the next EGX rolls around, with COVID hopefully being less of a problem at the time. That about wraps up our EGX experience. Thank you to EGX for inviting us and those that gave up some of their valuable time to talk with us over the weekend. Once again, this was Eden from Helix VR. If you'd like to see more content like this, please remember to like, subscribe and hit that alert button for notifications.